Go there. All right. Three, two, and one. Well, Mayor Zacher, welcome back to Mayor's Monday, WSAU, WSAU.com. Hey, could you warn us next time when you're going to start smoking baby back ribs?
Yeah.
Can you warn us
Depressive, right?
before, it all comes up here and,
Yeah.
and puts a cloud over us?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't remember this when I was younger, but the last couple of years, this has been an issue. So, and it
Mhm.
came on pretty suddenly. So, yeah, everybody's kind of having to deal with it right now. And I hope everybody that has issues, that are going to feel the effects of it,
Oh, no
take care of
kidding.
themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, because it has been as we're recording this, it has been extremely unpleasant in the
Yeah.
area. I understand Wisconsin Rapids is a little less affected on Wednesday. How are things looking down there as we record this on Thursday right now?
Yeah, it's pretty cloudy out here.
Hmm.
Again, it doesn't affect me personally so much, but you can smell it. It's definitely in the air.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So hopefully, as we're recording this, that all clears up over the weekend because we'd like to get back outside and start
Yeah.
doing things. I know you like to be outside. I like
Yeah.
to be outside sometimes. Yeah, we like to enjoy summer for the time that we have it here in Wisconsin.
Yeah, hopefully the people that are working on this up north can be safe and
Mhm.
bring it to a conclusion. But I can only imagine what it's like to try to contain something like that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Of course, going on in Wisconsin Rapids. I mean, the topic that's on everybody's mind, obviously, is data centers. I know you said you've had some movement on that front here in the last couple of weeks. I mean, we've even been talking about it here in Wausau. That was a city council debate last week. So give us an idea right now where you are in Wisconsin Rapids and what people can expect next when it comes to this project.
Yeah, so uh, all the way back in May 4th was the planning committee meeting at the time, commission meeting at the time that the data center was supposed to be talked about. But when it was put up, presented to the community, public hearing notice and all that stuff is when the excitement started with people coming in town and, uh, you know, getting everybody, talking about the data centers. So we did talk to the company, and I think they were kind of rushed too because at the time, there was, the ordinance had changed. We implemented an ordinance like something like what you guys are doing now, which is smart. And we were able to put in the conditional use and define the data center. But that put them on a fast track. Like, well, if we're going to buy the property, because again, for us, this is a private entity to private entity. They didn't. It was zoned industrial. There was no conditional use permit, so all they had to do was buy
Mhm.
the property and start building. So once we put that in place, then they said, well, now we need to know if we can get the conditional use permit before we can buy the property. So that's kind of been in play. They've been talking with the seller of the property and then working with an engineering company to actually design a plan because before they didn't need that. So it's been kind of quiet, but they did just submit some development plan. It's not complete yet, so when it's going to end up on planning, we're not sure yet, but we're working on that as they bring that information forward. We did hire outside counsel, Von Briesen, to just be a go-between to try to protect us from all the. I guess in the end, our job is to communicate with businesses that come in town. We bring them in, we're happy, we show them our city, we're proud of it, we talk to them, they ask for information, we give it to them. You know, we ask for information, they give it to us, we work back and forth. Eventually, it comes to the planning commission so that we can present it to the community, let them talk. But everything's different now because it's a data center and things changed from a year ago when everybody was in for data centers to now. Some people are against.
Mhm.
So in the meantime, I started chat with the mayor meetings, which is 4:30 to 6:30, 7:30, 8 o'clock if we need to, whatever, to just sit at the library and have conversations about what's going on,
Mhm.
what's there, the services that are there, the utilities, why it could be a good fit. But understand that we know, we as the people that are elected to do it, we don't want something that is bad for the community. And when I say bad, it really comes down to two big things, which is noise, because this isn't our electricity. The water in and the water out would be okay according to what they're asking for through our utilities. The light system would be fine in terms of directional light control. So the two big things would be the noise control and then any kind of pollution from the generators that would be fired up a couple times a month for testing. And then there, if they need it, if the power at Alliant would go out. So if we can take care of those two, and I know they're big ifs, and we don't want a data center that doesn't provide the security and assurity of those ifs. If it's going to be noisy, we don't want it. If it's going to be, noisy with the generators and polluting, we don't necessarily want it. If there's a solution, but if there is a viable solution that makes these silent, which they have new technology called immersion systems that allow that, where they submerge it in water and it is silent, and they have the ability to encapsulate the generators and have a stack and a scrubbing system to clean the smoke. It's all doable. Can we put the money in? Can we build something that we can use as a prototype for every other community in the area that says, here it is. It's here, it's in the middle of the city, it's quiet, there's no pollution, there's no light issues. And if we do that, then we can benefit off of the good things. I know it's not a ton of jobs, but it's still jobs, somewhere
Mhm.
between 20 and 200. We don't know exactly for sure what they're planning when they say 200, but typically they have about 20 jobs. It is going to bring in a new electrical system, so it's going to upgrade our electrical system, which will help Consolidated Water and Power Company, upgrade their facility, which then helps our dams. We all love the dams and we want them to stay solid. So the
Mhm.
5 dams from Dubay down to Rapids would be better taken care of, and we would be able to get a large amount of tax revenue. We don't know exactly what that is yet because we don't have details on, the entirety of the plan, but my understanding is it can bring in a lot of money because of the leases that they sign per the divided by square footage. So those are all things that still have to be found out. So in the meantime, I'm not willing to, as a good, diligent mayor, I guess, doing the best I can for my community, to absolutely say no. We're not even going to talk about it. Let's take this as far as we can and find out what the good and the bad are. And can we fix the bad in order to participate in the good? Then, we find a way forward.
Yeah. And what are those conversations that you're having with residents like these days? Because I know you said it's been contentious at times. There's been, we've all seen, the comments, the name calling online and things like that. But when you're able to sit down and talk to residents face to face about some of these things and say, here's the boxes that they've already checked,
Yeah,
here's some solutions to a box that they potentially haven't checked yet.
right.
How does that go? I mean, where does that turn?
So, yeah, again, we've always talked about this. Like social media, it's not, it is what it is. To me, it's a little bit, it's not participating in the real world. It's being able to do and say things that you wouldn't do face to face with people. So that's what this does. It allows us to be human and interact with each other and understand, like, when you say things, it actually has repercussions and it actually hurts people. So my experience so far has been very positive, that we're talking and we're acting as humans. And I've asked them, like, be aware that if you're calling me names or you're saying lies about me and saying I'm taking money and I'm corrupt and all this stuff on your website or your Facebook page, then I'm a part of the community. My children are here. They grew up here. They're a part of the community. And if you're spreading lies, that has repercussions. Like, it affects us directly, and they're lies. And so they've taken that into account. And there's people that are now kind of doing a better job of saying, hey, that's not what we're about. We're about making sure that, if we're fighting for no data centers. But if in the end it happens, we're going to fight to make sure we have the best data center that doesn't have any issues and does help the community. And then there's other people that you just have to accept that, they are who they are. And if you take it the right way, I see it as kind of like, I should say, like iron sharpens iron. Like, it's going to make me a better mayor to know how to take passionate people at face value and stay calm and stay professional and be able to move forward with that. So on all avenues, it's been a great experience for them and for me and everybody that shows up there to talk.
So all that said, before we move on from this, got to ask, what are the plans right now for any sort of community-wide listening session, community input session, either with or without the developer, if we are, starting to take steps toward the direction of this is going to come before a committee or a commission, and then ultimately, possibly the council.
Yeah, so we, made it clear to them that because of the nature of data centers, we have to separate ourselves. So we put Von Briesen in our representative in the middle of that. So it makes it more difficult to communicate, but it also gives us the security of separation. So whatever they're doing for public relations, we said we can't participate directly in that with you. At some point in time, we're going to come together, and that's going to be at the public hearing, which is, during the planning commission, which is what it's designed for, so that's where, they come and present their model. If they've done public relations and presented it in different areas in the community before that, we're strongly recommending that they do that to get this out there to the community, so that they have time to understand better what the buildings look like and the aesthetics of it all, and what machinery they're going to be using. So I think that that's a good thing. But for us coming together, it just makes it look like we're working together in cahoots on this, and we're not. And we got to make sure the optics stay that way. So they're going to do their thing. I'm going to continue with mine. So what I'm doing right now, Kyle Kearns, our community development director, is working on the conditional use permit, getting resources, like you said, from other communities and other professionals to make sure that the conditional use permit is as robust, is the best word I can use, as possible without stepping over any boundaries. And then we're also starting to put together based on the conversations I'm having with the community every week, putting together a community benefits agreement, which is like another word for a developers agreement, but it goes above and beyond in terms of what the expectations are, what they're offering, what we're accepting, and kind of negotiating that to be as robust again as possible. And those are the two main things that will help us make sure that this is the best possible data center that we can have built here for the safeguard of our city, and kind of moving forward. But the planning commission is really where that whole thing takes place, and we'll have to do that on a separate planning commission and a separate council to just have the one item, and then have it at probably the high school or the middle school's auditorium, so we can, have people in there. But I think it's helping a lot that the conversation is continuing in the community, and everybody's welcome to come and get questions answered and get their anger, or frustration or fears out in the open, and then have conversations about the reality of what we're looking at and what we're trying to accomplish, and that we're not doing backroom deals and we're not doing all that other crazy stuff. We're just proceeding according to the rules that are in place, according to the laws, statutes, and ordinances.
Absolutely. One more thing quick then before we let you go. I understand you're still working on East Jackson streets, your big street project for the summer. Let us know where we're at with that, and how long do you think this is going to be a nuisance for drivers in Rapids?
Yeah, it's going to be a great project once it's done. There's 3 phases to it. So we've cut off the one part, so people do have to go around, but I think that's probably going to be it's the biggest part, but also the easiest part, because there's easy ways to get around to the different roads. But it's coming along. The curbs are in. We're looking at, getting the blacktop in. Everything underneath is there, but we got to get that done before we can move on to the second phase, which will be from Market Street area down to the bridge, but keeping the bridge open. I believe I shouldn't speak so soon, but it'll be it'll be designed in a way to keep traffic flowing to the best of our ability. And then the last phase will incorporate a couple of different things to tie it all together. A lot of things are happening. We're vacating Market Street. We're vacating First Street. We're just turning Second Street into the main corridor to the roundabout. I know you don't necessarily know what I'm talking about, but but it's that whole downtown area, and they're putting in a few more roundabouts to keep traffic flowing. The county's going to have a big parking lot put in probably next year in the front of their building, and then they can do something else, or we can do something else with their other big parking lot across Baker Street, and then we'll have that big triangle with First Street available to make it a bigger land plot for what we want, whether it's going to be a civic build out, I have thoughts about an amphitheater going in there and some, places where you can buy food and make it a community social gathering area for bands. And there's other things on the table like possible, commercial and apartments. The downside is it's right downtown. So if you
Right.
fill it with apartments, then nobody gets to enjoy it except for those people. So we'll see where it goes. It's all in conversations right now. There's different ideas on the table as we proceed.
Absolutely. Well, Mayor Zacher, we always appreciate the time. Again, good luck with the data center ordinance and things like that. Again, know how sticky these things can be for everybody involved, but it sounds like you've got a good approach going, and making sure that everybody gets the information is definitely the most important thing at these
Yeah.
times.
We got a great community with great people. And again, I want to make everybody happy, but I know that that's not necessarily reality. But if we can find a happy medium and build a bridge and get something that's not only safe and good for the community, but also benefits the community, that's the ultimate goal. And if we can't get that, then we figure out a way to say, I'm sorry.
All right. Again, we'll
All
look
right.
forward to chatting again next month.
All right. Thanks, Michael. Have a good one.